Welcome back to round 6 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. We are at the MXGP of Flanders, Belgium, and the circuit of Lommel. If you were with us during the MXGP first race, you'll know that there was a huge downpour around about the midway point. Glad to say that those rain clouds have dispersed. The sun is trying to shine its way through, but we will have a much better racetrack for this MX2 race. Not that it was deteriorating in any way, apart from the normal holes and bumps and that kind of thing, but it looks like it's going to be dry, and MX2 will go on without too much in the problem of any kind of visibility from the rain and all that kind of stuff. And there you see our first live images once again, 16 degrees. It really has felt very autumnal. The MX2 riders out on their sighting lap ahead of this second MX2 race, as always. But it's still very, very heavy. They've fixed some of the parts of the racetrack. The jumps have been fixed. Just past pit lane, I could see a moment ago that it was a little bit smoother through there for now, but you know, Lommel, it'll move, it'll change, and it will be bumpy before you know it, certainly from a rider's perspective anyway. If you've joined us and been watching us all day, then you know where the track goes, 75 meters into that left turn. We had drama there in MX2 race 1 earlier on in the day. We'll see some highlights in a few moments, but the umbrellas are packed away, the sun is coming out, and the fans will get to enjoy this second race, just like they were able to enjoy the first one. There's the wave section right before the finish line. All looking nice and clean and pristine for now, but for how much longer? They won't touch them after this race ahead of MXGP2, that's for sure. The breeze has dropped here as well, ever so slightly. There's the new sort of flattened out area past pit lane. That was very choppy for both races, but the organisers may be feeling sorry for the riders because they know there's going to be another grueling race ahead. But before we go anywhere, though, let's just recap what happened earlier on. MX2 race 1. And as I said, it was explosive right from the very start. Over on the far side of the gate, gate number 5, watch Guadagnini. He comes in white, high sides, chucks himself down the straight, keeps on bouncing, gets hit by 1 or 2 riders as well. Fortunately, he was okay. Tom Vial was in second, but then he fell, handing the advantage to Jago Geerts, who was trying to chase down his teammate Maxime Renault. That was Conrad Muse. He was in third. His bike let go on lap 2. Distraught was the Englishman. One of the riders charging through the field, number 74, Kai de Wolf. He made that pass on the number 70 of Ruben Fernandez as he charged his way through the field, and then Tom Vial to get himself into third. Isaac Gifting fell a couple of times. He ended up rounding out just inside the points. And then, in the latter stage of the race, after leading the race, Maxime Renault fell. We didn't catch it on TV, but it did hand the advantage to his teammate, Jago Geerts, who went on to win comfortably in the end. But the Belgian will need to maintain his focus ahead of race 2 if he is to win his home Grand Prix here today. Jed Beaton fell twice. He made this pass on René Hoffer on his way up to 8th place. And then on the last lap, Thibaut Beneston, who'd been sat in 12th for much of the race, all of a sudden found second gear, made a move on Ruben Fernandez to take 5th on the final lap. But no one was a match for Jago Geerts in the end. Maybe his teammate who fell, but it was Geerts and Renault, a Yamaha 1-2. Kai de Wolf third for Husqvarna, then Vial and Beneston. Brief highlights then of MX2 race 1 earlier on in the day. And just ahead of this second race, Lisa Leyland was down on the grid. She caught up with Maxime Renault, and before that, Kai de Wolf, who was third.
Welcome to the start of the second MX2 race. Now I'd like to speak to Rockstar Energy Husqvarna MX2 rider Kai de Wolf. Kai, it was quite an eventful race for you, wasn't it, that first one? I think you almost hit Guadagnini at the start there, hard charge through the field, finished P3.
Yeah.
How tough was it for you?
Yeah, it was a tough motor, that first one. What you said, already almost hit Guadagnini. So yeah, had to come from far, but still managed to get P3. So hopefully we can have a better start in that second moto and have a solid second moto.
Obviously, since you guys have been out on track, we had quite a lot of rainfall. How's it shaping out? How's it going to change out there?
It looks not too bad. Like, I think the track is going to be quite good. It's still so rough, but yeah, I think it's going to be good.
Enjoy the second race. Thanks, Kai. Just really quickly, I'd like to grab a few words with Maxime Renaud. Maxime, mixed emotions for you now, I'm sure. We saw you leading pretty much all of that race. You made a mistake, I'm not sure where, we didn't see it on TV, but you let your teammate through. Just tell us what happened.
Yeah, I was leading the moto, I had a really good start and then throw away the lead with a lap rider. Went outline and tried to come back on the line and just close the front on the braking bump. So yeah, big crash, but could manage to stay in second position, which was good. Now try to focus on for the second race to get a good start, same jump, and then try to go for the win.
Well, we had a lot of rainfall since you were last out on track. Just how heavy would the sand be out there now? How difficult would it be for you guys?
Yeah, for sure. We have to now focus on the sighting lap to look a little bit on the lines and on the ground. But yeah, Lommel is deep sand, so it's not going to be a big deal.
Okay. Well, I would say enjoy it, but best of luck.
Here's how the riders line up ahead of race 2, just as they did for race 1. Kai de Wolf on pole for the second time this year. Ahead of Jago Geerts, Maxime Renaud, Conrad News with the best qualifying. Didn't help him in race 1 though, did it? Mikkel Horup on 5th place for the second time this year. And then Mathieu Guadagnini, Thibaut Beneston, Ruben Fernandez, Simon Langenfelder, Isaac Gifting also with the best qualifying in 10th. Then we've got Jed Beaton, Mathis Boisramé, Wilson Todd 13th. Bastien Bodam, Tom Vial, Rennie Hoffer, Glenn Mayer, Peter Pollock, Gianluca Facchetti, Leon Florian, and the rest of the riders. 33 riders lining up today. The other 7 didn't want to turn up, I think, just because they know how notoriously hellhole-ish this place is, even at the best of times. Kai de Wolf lining up on pole for the second time this year. He had his first pole just a round ago, a couple of rounds ago in Holland at his home race. And so he's going to be looking to capitalize on that once again. He did make a good start in race 1, came from outside the top 10 to an eventual 3rd. A better start, maybe we'll see him vying for a race win and maybe even the top step of the podium. There he is, inside gate, number 1. Alongside him, the 93 of Jago Geerts, your winner from race 1 on his Monster Energy Yamaha. His teammate alongside him, Maxime Renaud, the championship leader. He did lead, though, for half the race. We didn't catch it on film, but I have since seen it on the GoPro from Jago's footage, just within our TV compound, and it was quite a big one as well. So when you see the behind the gate on Tuesday, look out for that. Mathieu Guadagnini launched himself down the start straight when he got to turn 1, just too hard on the brakes or too aggressive turning in. Back end came around, gripped, high-sided him. He was down for a while, but eventually he did get back to 14th place. And Ruben Fernandez, he was up at the sharp end. He got himself into 3rd for the first third of the race. And then, by the time the checkered flag fell, as you saw, final lap, he got passed by Thibaut Beneston. The Spaniard ended up in 6th position. Almost ready to go racing here. There's Tom Vial next to the 403 of Bastien Bodam. WZ Racing KTM rider was having a solid ride. He was in 6th place for half the race before falling back to 12th. So a mistake for the Dane. Everybody looks like they're in place. Just 1 or 2 riders over on the far side there. But as we go into this second race, Maxime Renaud has now extended his lead from 2 to 17 points over Mathieu Guadagnini. Ruben Fernandez just 4 points further back. Who will it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot in race number 1? It was Tom Vial. He'll be looking to do the same again here in race 2 if he can. Kai de Wolf, Maxime Renaud, they run wide, and it's Jago Geerts up the inside, but it's Kai de Wolf who emerges in the lead. Well, he got that perfect start that he was after. Beneston in 2nd position. In fact, 3 Yamahas, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, Beneston, Geerts and Renaud. It's Kyle Wolf who leads. Muse in 5th place. One of the FNH Kawasaki's, or was it Wilson Todd actually that's gone down in that left-hander? Might have been the number 20. Made a good start. Vial gets pushed wide, and he would be expected to get back onto the racetrack there normally. But first lap, didn't look like he gained any positions. But it's De Wolf who leads. He'll want to put in a couple qualifying laps here on this opening moments of the race. As Geertz around the outside of Beniston and into second. Hoffer in around 7th, Fernandez 8, beaten 9, Hara, Guadagnini, Warame, Facchetti 13, Gifting in 14, Adamo, Florian, Pollock, Collins, Panzer, and Joel Rizzi in 20th position. Wilson Todd, I think it was, who did fall, legging his way through turn 2. Turn 3, actually, the long sweeping turn. And Bastien Baudin back as well, and a mistake there for Jago Geertz. Still very misty and grey out there, but not dampening the spirits of these hardcore motocross fans here in Lommel this weekend. There's Renault, Conrad Muse. He was in 3rd position when his bike let go on him in the first race. Nicely through the waves. Conrad Muse, all in black, on the orange KTM. Over the line for the first time then. Kyle Wolf, Jago Geertz, Beniston, Renault, Muse, Vial, Fernandez. Then Hoffer and beaten to the outside, the 172 of Warame. He's in 10th place. Jed Beaton fell twice in race 1. He tries to cut up the inside of the Austrian. Hoffer, who was already holding a nice tight line anyway. Commitment from the Aussie, but it's the long way round. He makes that pass happen though. Beaton now up in 8th place. Got his sights set on the 70 ahead of him. 114 Motorsports Honda rider Ruben Fernandez, all in red. Get ready to come past pit lane for the second time this race, but Kyle Wolf already 2 seconds clear at the end of the first lap and pulling clearer. Just dancing around this Lommel circuit, riding with confidence. Doesn't have a race win yet, does have a podium though. 3rd overall at Os in the Netherlands. Maxime Renault hanging on to that 4th place. The 426 behind him. Hitachi KTM fueled by Milwaukee, Conrad Muse. Looked like he was breathing down his neck, but the man in black, the championship leader, looked like he's just broken in just a moment. As Renault focuses on his teammate, Thibaut Beniston, 19 yesterday. Track a little bit quicker than it was in race 1. They flattened out some bits here and there. Slight bobble for Renault through that first part of the left-hander. Got all the work to do again just to get back on terms with his teammate. Working our way towards the end of the first official lap then. Fastest rider on track, 208.3. Nothing in it between 1st and 2nd. Jago Geertz closing in on Kyle Wolf. There's his teammate, his first teammate behind him there, Beniston, and then Renault. Muse, another solid start for him. Probably thinking of the ifs, the buts, the maybes, and the what could have beens. Conrad Muse. As Renault starting to get a bit of speed up here. The red plate signifying that he is the championship leader. He had a 17-point advantage over Mattia Guadagnini at the start of the race. Guadagnini languishing in 11th position. He's now going to be tied on points for that 2nd place with Ruben Fernandez, who's currently circulating in 7th place. Nothing in it between the two Sandflies, though, as they start to pull 3.5, 4 seconds clear of these two. The French riders, Beniston and Renault. Put the flag out now. Jago Geertz wins the GP with a win and a 2nd place potentially. De Wolf would be 2nd. He'd go one better with a win and a 3rd, or a 3rd and a win if he stays there. And then Renault would be on the podium as well, with 40 points with a second and a fourth. There he is, in black. But you know, his young French counterpart not really going to let him have it easy. Looks like he's settled down now, Thibaut Beneston. This kind of speed at the end of the first race saw him climb to 6th on the final lap, or 5th even. Looks like he's closing in on Jago Kietz as well. Let's have a quick look at the splits. Kietz 38.4, 39.3, 33.4, so pretty much the same. Closing in sector 3 though, Thibaut Beneston. 3.3 seconds separated the first three at the end of the previous lap. But Kai de Wolf, with a fastest lap 2:07.1, makes sure that that gap now between him and third place rider is 5.8. He's pulled it out on Jago Kietz as well, 2.5 seconds between him and the Belgian. This fluid riding style, just light on the pegs. Vial down, Tom Vial out of 6th place. So not the fairy tale to return for Tom Vial. Watch this, back end. Over the bars, that's coming into the finish line area, isn't it? So Vial out of 6th. See where he re-emerges this time around though. But 23 minutes plus 2 to go. Got Kai de Wolf leading the way. He's already out of sight. Jago Kietz doing his best to close him down. The two other Yamahas are just trying to reel him back in, but they've got their own little battle to settle. They're 3rd and 4th. Conrad Mewes behind them, about 2 seconds further back. The Englishman in 5th place. Tom Vial was 6th, but we wait for him to correct his position because of that fall a moment ago. Well, there's Guadagnini right behind him, so Guadagnini up into 10th. So Vial in 9th place. Might pick them back up here in a moment, if we're lucky. There we go. Get there eventually. So Vial has been passed by Guadagnini. Guadagnini now up into 9th position. Just behind them, Isaac Gifting. So Gifting has found his way past René Hoffer. Hoffer now must be there. He is, yeah, 7:11 in 12th place. And Gifting looking to go around the outside of Vial. Oh, and Guadagnini throws it away. Guadagnini tips over. Torrid day for the Red Bull KTMs. There's Harup and Langenfelder. Just needs to regroup and breathe. So Guadagnini, who was 9th when he fell, losing what, 4 or 5 places, bring him over the line this time around. But Gifting up to 9th, Vial 10, Hoffer 11, Guadagnini now in 12th place. That's going to put Fernandez 2nd in the championship. Another mistake there for Vial. Looks back over his shoulder, sees Hoffer closing down on him as he looks to go up the inside of Gifting. Very tight through there. Good ride from Gifting just to keep him at bay. Didn't yield. Good to see Gifting in and amongst the thick of things as well. Only finished inside the top 10 twice, 7th and 8th in the Netherlands, Isaac Gifting. 3 times if you count the 10th in race 2 at Matterley. Getting a little bit loose though as a Swede. Yeah, looking to find a way through here, but it depends if Gifting closed the door on him. Thought about it, but stayed over to the left-hand side. Watch this. Gifting. Oh. Getting a bit loose, isn't he? still hanging on to that 9th place, though, is the Swede, Gifting on the Diga Procross Gas. Here he is here, leading Tom Vial. Vial just needed to correct mid-air. Spoke to Vial's dad just briefly in the break. Said everything okay? Yep. And any pain in the hand? And we've lost Hoffer. Hoffer just tipping over in the background there from 11th place. So that hands a position back to Guadagnini. There he is, number 101. And Frederick Vial. Tom's dad said, no, he doesn't have any pain in his hand. Everything is fine, just the fitness, just lacking the fitness. Someone lacking fitness, 959, Maxime Renault. Charging up the inside of Thibaut Beneston and makes the pass look easy in the end. So Maxime Renault now up in the 3rd. Got clear track ahead of him. Jago Geerts about 7 seconds further up the track, though, already left and heading over the first jump and down on the back straight. So that's what 7 or 8 seconds looks like to Maxime Renault. Those bikes are dancing around here, aren't they? Then Florian. That marker as Renault comes through. This is where he crashed in race 1, trying to go around the back marker, Joel Rizzi, and then he got launched over the berm. Maxime Renault. Pulling clear of Thibaut Beneston, though. Keep an eye on lap times. Last time around, it was 2:08.9 for Kai de Wolf, 2:09.1. Jago Geerts, 2:10s. 0.6 and 0.3 for Beneston and Renault when they were 3rd and 4th. They've since changed positions. Renault now has clear track, not getting roosted. Conrad Muse closing in on Beneston now in 5th place. Guadagnini has found his way past Gifting. So picking himself up after that mistake. Oh, back end getting loose on him there as well. The Italian having a torrid time. And, sorry, Langenfelder it is that's getting ready to go around the outside of the Italian now. So Langenfelder into 11th place with that pass on Guadagnini. Jago Geerts moves up to 3rd in the championship. Tied with Guadagnini, both on 193, 2 behind Ruben Fernandez. A very topsy-turvy Grand Prix in Lommel. You wouldn't expect anything else. It never disappoints. Always throws up interesting results that can affect the championship one way or the other. And today is no exception. Oh, Langenfelder. Oh, twice. Left leg off and then cross-rutted on the takeoff. Mathis Borromée with just over 15 minutes to go. Another mistake there. Gifting goes through. So the F&H Kawasaki, Borromée now being pushed down to 9th place. He looks like he's hating life as well. Good ride from Gifting, though, looking like he's getting confidence with every single lap. His teammate just a couple of positions behind him. Gifting landing a bit heavy then, though. Borromée going back after the Swede in this next right-hander. Another mistake there for Gifting. Handlebars just getting snatched out of his hands momentarily. Borromée looking to go around the outside. Langenfelder is dropped Vial. And then goes up the inside of Borromée. The 2 Diga Procross Gas riders are going to be pretty much line astern. Borromei still has something to say about it, though. Still splits the two gases. So De Wolf, 3.2 seconds clear. He leads the way. Meanwhile, Beniston fourth. Conrad Mewse behind him here in fifth. Hitachi KTM, fueled by Milwaukee. Getting ready to pounce on the French teenager. Two gas riders are together, so this was in the corner after the finish. He cut back to the inside. Langenfelder found his way past the Frenchman, Borromei. Isaac Gifting now got his hands full with his young teammate. Simon Langenfelder just stretching it out over that little double. Made more difficult because the approach very short, the sand very deep, the line unpredictable. Borromei looks like, oh, he's starting to smoke out the left side of the engine there as well. Just overheating, maybe. Too much on the clutch, possibly. Oh, and Stefan Rubini, the Honda Racing Asamoah rider, already outside the point, still struggling with his neck injuries from the year, earlier on in the year, where he's just trying to ride himself back into fitness. Not enjoying life here either. Right, Mewse closing on the rear wheel of Beniston, but then just a slight mistake. Cost him a little bit of ground, and a little kick there wouldn't have cost him too much, though. Just wasn't clean. Talked to Stephen Sword this morning, the team coach, trainer, former red plate holder, Grand Prix winner in MX2. And he was saying just needs that one result, Conrad Mewse, and he believed this morning, even before the first race, that fourth in time practice was very much the linchpin for it, just to sort of get him back up there thinking, yeah, he can do it. I also spoke to Conrad himself after his time practice session, and he said that before Os, he crashed here and hurt his ribs, so he was riding in pain there. It was just one of those situations that he had to ride through. Just been dealing with that, those little kind of injuries. The rain starting to fall once again, this time for MX2. Rubini, very deflated. All of a sudden, Beniston has pulled clear of Conrad Mewse. They were a second apart, maybe not even as much as that. But Conrad Mewse, somewhere in sector one, making a mistake, costing him a couple of seconds. Back with the leader, Kai de Wolf, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing. Haven't seen too much of him because he's been out on his own, leading the way in other moments for us to capture. But looking steady, looking relaxed. He did lead a race in Os. Threw it away in race 2. Hopefully he won't make the same mistake twice. You can see why Husky kept him on, moved him up from EMX 250, brought him in as an MX2 rookie. 3.1 seconds. The gap between him and Here's Wilson Todd, the Australian, in 26th position. He fell through here on the opening lap through this particular corner. Saw somebody legging his way through, and he was in around about 6th place as well, right after the start. Just about to get lapped though by Kai de Wolf, the bike MTX Kawasaki rider. Meanwhile, Beaton and Fernandez, not much to split them there. Fernandez in 6th at the moment, Beaton 7th. muscles his way down the inside of the Spaniard, forces him wide. Hopes to carry the momentum into this next turn too, he does. Hard aggressive ride in that for the number 14. Beaten now up in the 6th place. So just over 9 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. De Wolf, Geerts, Renault, Beniston, Muse are your top 5. Jed Beaton now is in 6th, Fernandez at 7. Langenfeld at 8, Borromé 9, Tom Vial 10. Conrad Muse has been in for goggles, I think, because he's just gone back out and that bike is already smoking as well. So had a goggle change, losing a position to Jed Beaton. So Jed Beaton then looking at trying to salvage decent points. Where was he at the start of the day? 6th overall. He's going to slip to 7th in the championship. All of a sudden, 2 seconds between 1st and 2nd, a 2:12.6 and 2:11.5. Full second gained back by Jago Geerts. Kai de Wolf will know that. Wrestling with a tear off on the side of his goggles. Needs to maintain his focus, not try to rush things, because that's when mistakes happen, but that was beautifully done through there and there. Talking to Roger Larson from 7 today, and he said this track does not look fun at all. Couldn't believe how rough, how brutal it is. But when you've got someone like Kai de Wolf here that looks so at home, and then see how quickly you can make a mistake. The front end just clipping the edge of a bump there, threw him forward. Holding his own at the moment. Split 1, 38.6, 39.5. So he's gained ground on Jago Geerts in sector 1. Lost about a half a second to him in sector 2. Sector 3 will be a couple of corners from now. The other side of the FC Moto jump. It's all about commitment for him. Right, here's Fernandez on the 114 Motorsports, just behind Conrad Muse. Conrad Muse now in 6th, Fernandez in 7th. This will be 6th overall for the Spaniard, but he will stay 3rd in the championship because Mattia Guadagnini, who's in 11th place, and Fernandez, who just got passed a moment ago by Jed Beaton, means that they're tied for 2nd position now. Guadagnini and Fernandez once again, 194, 194. Jago Geerts, 193. He's in 4th in the championship. Maxime Renault, 221, extending his championship lead as he sits there in 3rd place in this 2nd race. Lead of more than 25 points, so 27 points. Good day's work for Maxime Renault. Stays where he is. He'll leave here and head to Latvia with more than a race advantage over his rivals. Definitely focused on the job at hand. Not an easy place to come to, Lommel. Right, Beaton being caught by Conrad Muse. Muse was passed as he exited the goggle lane. So just starting to get himself back on terms with the Aussie. Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider in his final year in MX2. Would have done more than his fair share of laps around here. The workshop just the other side of those trees there. As the rain continues to fall. less than 5 minutes of torture, plus the extra 2 laps. Gonna have to dig in deep if he's to stay ahead of Conrad Muse. Every time you see images like that, the track, when you see the track looking like that, you do look at it in disbelief, even as an ex-racer. You just know how these guys are feeling, what they're facing, the difficulties that lie ahead, the challenges of racing around here at speed, ruts, long, never-ending, plus this heavy rain, bit of wind. But as a rider, you also kind of have this thing of where you can focus on what's ahead of you, put all those other things out of your mind, you know, things like the rain. Get used to riding in it through training, through racing, almost becomes second nature anyway. Maxime Renault still in 3rd place. He's about 32 seconds down on the race leader, Kaider Wolf, who has re-established a lead over Jago Geerts to the tune of about 4.5 seconds. With a 2:13.4 lap time. Geerts was a 2:15.048. There is Kaider Wolf the other side of the jump. Doesn't have to win the race to win the GP, Jago Geerts. But it would be nice. At home and all that. Kawasaki have just 3 victories here. The first of which was Pekka Bäckinen back in 1990 in the 250 category. It wasn't until Max Anstey in 2014 won again in MX2. And obviously Ben Watson last year won here at Lommel 3. Anstey winning twice, of course, so Anstey winning in 2014 on the Yamaha and then again on the Kawasaki in MX2, but 3 Yamaha victories. Pekka Bäckinen 1990, Anstey 2014, Ben Watson 2020, Lommel 3. Tom Vial circulating in 10th place. He's got breathing space either side of him. Kaider Wolf in and amongst traffic. His gap being reduced again. A slight mistake like that won't help things. He knows he's on the verge of winning his first race in MX2. It's going to be 2nd overall on the day, with his 3rd in race 1. Still dancing around, capitalising on that good start. Looks like he's eked out a bit more of an advantage as well. It was 3.5 seconds. A little bit of reaction there from the back end, but nothing that Kaider Wolf couldn't manage. Definitely brought his A game with him this weekend. Quick look over, he knows exactly where Jago Geerts is. The Belgian only pulling a tenth of a second back on our race leader that time around in Sector 2. Back end just misbehaving as he just crested that little rise in that left-hander. That's the gap between 1st and 2nd. Probably still around about 3.5, 4 seconds between them. Is there going to be one last throw of the dice from the Belgian, or is he content to sit there in 2nd, take the overall, stand on the top step, listen to the national anthem, 2 laps to go. The gap still 3.2 seconds. Maxime Renaux out there on his own in third, 12 seconds, 12.5 seconds clear of his teammate Thibaut Beneston. Jed Beaton about another 15 seconds further back in fifth. He's got Muse behind him, then Fernandez, Borromé, Langenfelder, Vial. Guadagnini about 4 seconds behind his teammate Tom Vial. He's in 11th place. In fact, all 3 Red Bull KTMs locked together, 10, 11 and 12, Vial, Guadagnini and Hoffa. Here is Renaux. His lap time last time around, 2:19.9. His teammate Beneston on the previous lap, he comes through now, 2:21. Beaten in the 18s, 19s. The guys up front, 2:13 and 2:12, Kai de Wolf and Jago Geerts. That's astonishing. 2:13.1, Kai de Wolf, 2:12.9, so very similar, slightly quicker, Jago Geerts. Maxime Renaux, 2:19.9, knows he can just manage that situation, doesn't have to charge after these guys. Beaton's done with his goggles. They'll get mopped up by the big yellow truck that flattens out the start straight. Needs clear vision, does the number 14. Got Muse closing in on him though. Every time he gets close to a back marker, he's going to have to just dip the eyes. Stop the sand roost flicking up off the rear wheel. Conrad Muso getting closer as the rain continues to fall. Muse has already been in for fresh goggles. Beaton would love them, but when you've got Muse on your rear wheel fighting you for that 5th place, it's the last place you want to be. Is coming into the goggle lane at the end of pit lane. All of a sudden, 1.1 seconds. Jago Geerts has just gone faster than anybody, 2:10.7. He set the fastest sector in sector 4, and he's got, tell you what, he's got Kai de Wolf right where he wants him, but can he see it through, or are we going to see Kai de Wolf win the race? No wonder the Belgian commentators getting all excited. De Wolf will know that Geerts is closing as well. Got to be careful not to rush. He just needs to stay focused and consistent. Geerts doing his best to stay with the young Dutch rider. A slight mistake now from one of these two will decide it, whether it's Geerts or De Wolf. De Wolf having to go deep. He went deep in the second race in Os, if you remember, when he closed in on Jago Geerts. He went deeper than he'd ever been before. Listen to the roar of the fans. That's something we've not heard in a while. Holland versus Belgium. The two countries split by a border about 10 minutes from here. Has Geerts left it too late? Has De Wolf done enough? Handful of corners still to go. So far, Geerts hasn't been able to do anything about the young Dutch teenager. A good effort this on the final lap from the number 93. Heavy landing lap from Kai de Wolf though. It might be worth it in the end. Ah, back marker right where he didn't want him, Peter Pollock. And he's still there. Kai de Wolf must be wondering what he's got to do to get around him. Final corner. Kai de Wolf is heading for victory in race 2. Kai de Wolf does win race 2. His first ever win in MX2. That is a big win for the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider. Great race. And already doing the one-finger salute to the cameras down there in the corner. I'm number one, I'm number one. Holland has a new Dutch superstar, and it's Kai de Wolf. He is victorious here in race number 2. Going to get him second on the podium, though, as that rider right there, Jago Geerts, wins the Grand Prix of Flanders, Belgium. Maxime Renault just cruising through there. He's in third. He's going to be third overall. So Monster Energy Yamaha's 1 and 3, split by the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. But Maxime Renault, crucially, is going to extend his lead at the top of the championship table over Mattia Guadagnini and Ruben Fernandez. And here's how tight it is. 26 points between Renault and Guadagnini. Had Ruben, we'll do that in a minute. Here is our winner with Lisa.
Jago Hirtz, congratulations. You gave the home fans exactly what they wanted with your second overall of the season.
Yeah, I'm happy with the overall win. The second heat I was behind Kai, and in the end I was pushing, but I just couldn't make the pass happen. And that's a bit sad, but for the rest, it was a really good home GP, and I'm happy with the overall win.
Great job. Thanks, Jago.
Jago Hirtz, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2 takes the overall Grand Prix here today, courtesy of a win in race 1 and second in race 2. Despite the rain, the elements, the tough conditions, the Belgian on top at his home Grand Prix. Belgium now equal Britain and Spain as 5-time winners of this Grand Prix. Jago Hirtz, the latest Belgian to do so. Give you official confirmation any moment now. There we go. Kai de Wolf wins race number 2. Jago Hirtz just on his tail in second. Renault on his own in third. Hangs on to that championship leader's red plate. Beniston beaten, round out the top 5 ahead of Muse, Fernandez and Boirame. Langenfelder 9th and Guadagnini 10th. Vial, René Hoffer, Bodam, Harp, Gifting and Pollock. And actually, Maxime Renault, who's 26 points clear of Mattia Guadagnini in the points chase. Had Jago Hirtz found his way to the front, he would have moved up to second in the championship chase. But Jago Hirtz wins the overall here today. 47 points, edges out Kai de Wolf, who takes his second podium of the year. Maxime Renault third, and he extends his lead in the championship as well. Very tight at the top of MX2. Maxime Renault, 26 points clear, but behind them, Guadagnini, Fernandez, Hirtz, Boirame, Beniston, Jed Beaton, all fighting over that second, third place. Vial moving up to 12th. After Latvia, I think we can expect bigger, better things from the Red Bull KTM rider as he rides himself into fitness. Yamaha leading the way in the manufacturer's chase. They leapfrog KTM today. Kawasaki a third. Take a look at the foxhole shot, shall we? Kai de Wolf. His first black plate. Turns it into a race win. Tom Vial continues to head up though. He's on 2, so too Thibaut Beniston, Jago Hirtz, Simon Langenfelder. Mattia Guadagnini has 1, Maxime Renault, René Hoffer, and now Kai de Wolf. Getting ready for the podium. The MXGP riders in the waiting zone, staying out of the rain as long as they can ahead of MXGP Race 2. But up on the podium, here, the 6th round of the FI Motocross World Championship, MXGP of Flanders, Belgium at Lommel. Maxime Renault, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory Racing, Factory MX2. Third step of the podium for him. His 4th podium this year. Does it with a 2nd and a 3rd. Consistent riding from the Frenchman. Kai de Wolf back on the podium again, this time with a race win. The Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider absolutely made up with that. 2 podiums in the last 3 rounds. This one with a 3rd and a race win. Big monkey off his back already with the podium. Even bigger one, trying to get that race win. He does it here at Lommel. Jago Hirtz, Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2. on the top step of the podium. Once again, his second victory of the season, his third podium. And he does that with a win and a second. Marnik Bavort will take the team trophy, and he looks very happy with that indeed, doesn't he? 2 riders on the podium for him. Third place then, Maxime Renault. Adds another trophy to his collection. Kai de Wolf, well, he's going to maybe order a trophy cabinet, as Dirk van der Hooijdonks hands Kai de Wolf his second place trophy to go alongside the third place that he picked up in Holland a couple of rounds ago. Bob Nies, the Mayor of Lommel, thank you, sir, for inviting us to this wonderful facility once again. Wonderful in the fact that it always creates drama and unknowns. Marnik Bavort, another one for their trophy cabinet over at Monster Energy Yamaha. Maybe even sweeter because it's right here in Belgium. And the championship Brilliance red plate belongs to Maxime Renault. He extends his lead. He's 26 points clear now at the end of this Grand Prix. He started the day 2 clear of Mattia Guadagnini.
The National Organ of Belgium.
Jargo Geerts joins Marnik Bavort, Stefan Ebert, Ken de Dijk and Kevin Strybos as Belgian winner of his home Grand Prix here at Lommel. He outs Kai de Wolf and Maxime Renault this weekend. We'll talk to the top 3 just after the best moments and the highlights of race 2. MX2 race 2. Charging into the first turn, Kai de Wolf held a nice tight line to bag his first foxhole shot of the campaign. Alongside him, Jargo Geerts, Thibaut Beneston, Maxime Renault. Jed Beaton went around the outside of René Hoffer. But then Tom Vial, he had one of those days. He was in 6th, he crashed out to 10th. He would eventually come home in 11th place. Mattia Guadagnini, who fell in turn 1 in race 1, was added again. He fell from 9th to 12th, and he would have to get back to 10th by the latter stages of the race. Beneston got caught by his teammate as Langenfelder went after his. Beaton wasn't finished yet, down the inside of Ruben Fernandez. But final lap, Kai de Wolf heads for the checkered flag. He wins race 2. Jargo Geerts 2nd, Maxime Renault 3rd. That's how the race finished. The first race win for Kai de Wolf. Here's Lisa with our Grand Prix winner.
Jargo Geerts, congratulations. A race win and a second. Solid day for you. I guess just ran out of time there in that second race to pass Kai.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the day. The first heat was really good. And the second heat I wanted to do the same. But Kai was riding really good, and in the end I tried to make the pass the last 2 laps. But yeah, it wasn't possible because he was also riding really good. So 1-2 for first overall. I'm happy with that, and yeah, I'm happy with my first GP win here in Lommel.
Congratulations, thank you. Second overall today we have Kai de Wolf. Kai, your very first MX2 career race win. Fantastic in that second race. Really solid day for you. Another podium.
Yeah, that second moto was amazing. Struggled a little bit in the beginning in that first moto, but still managed to get third in that first moto. And then in the second moto took the whole shot and led from like the first second on. So yeah, it was a pretty solid second moto. Really enjoyed riding this track, and yeah, lovely to be back in the sand, and hopefully we can have a good weekend next weekend in the sand again.
Great job, thanks Kai.
Thank you.
Third overall today we have Maxime Renault. Maxime, I know there was mixed emotions after that first race, but a really solid second race there. Most importantly, you've extended that championship lead.
Yeah, I'm really happy about the weekend. Actually, Lommel is always a special GP, you know. Deep sand and really easy to make mistakes. I made 2 great starts, so that was the first good part. And then, yeah, disappointed for the first moto to throw away the lead like this, but strong second moto, didn't make any big mistakes, and I keep the red plate. That's really important also. So yeah, let's move on.
Thanks, Maxime.
Thank you.
Maxime Renault, third overall this weekend. Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2. Good, consistent, solid riding from the Frenchman to extend his lead now from 2 to 26 over his nearest rival, that just happens to be Mattia Guadagnini. Kai de Wolf, finally the monkey off the back, got the race win that he wanted in Holland. Does it here in Belgium in the sand instead. He now bags his second podium. The Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider is on the charge. Jago Kietz, the 5th Belgian to win around this Lommel circuit, the first on a Yamaha actually, who incidentally take 4 Grand Prix wins round here now on this Lommel circuit. Jago Kietz just living down the road, quite literally is a home Grand Prix. The Belgian victorious here on home soil. Right, we're going to take a break, 2.5 minutes, we'll be back. MXGP Race 2, we'll see you then.